everyone. How's everyone doing today? That is great to hear. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this week's episode of Coby's Brain. As always, we have a great show planned for you today. We're going to be talking about some pretty exciting topics that have been circulating through me, Coby's Brain. Okay, with no further ado, let's get started. Let's get to it. Okay. So, for those of you who have never made it this far in the Shrek movies, what are you doing? No, I'm just kidding. That's probably justified. Shrek Forever After came out in 2010, directed by Mike Mitchell. So, also, shout out Teresa Chang, who produced it. Teresa is the head of Art. She's great. So, in this movie, Shrek is unhappy with his new life as a family man, and he misses being a terrifying ogre, which is, I guess, understandable considering that, that's what he is, that's what he gets his joy from. And so Rumpelstiltskin offers him the chance to be an ogre for the day, but it's actually a secret plot of Rumpelstiltskin's, as is typical with the, Rumpelstiltskin's plots. And basically, it's like a time butterfly effect kind of situation where Rumpelstiltskin takes over far, far away. And so with the help of a tribe of ogres and Fiona, who doesn't know Shrek, they manage to overthrow Rumpelstiltskin, and he wins over Fiona's heart again. It's great. We love that. Shrek learns an important lesson not to take his blessings for granted, and it's great to see. We like the movie here at Coby's Brain, even more than Shrek 3, which wasn't my favorite, but we gave Shrek 4 a 7.8 out of 10. That's a great review. All right. Next up, we have Black Panther. So, I've seen Black Panther so many times. If you don't know about Coby's obsession with Marvel movies, go to cobysmarvelblog.wordpress.com. Shout out Coby's Marvel Blog. In the spirit of the recent death of Chadwick Boseman, legend. We love Chadwick Boseman here at Coby's Brain. We figured that Black Panther deserved an additional viewing. Chadwick, incredible guy who managed to make some incredible movies even while he was terminally ill. Pretty inspiring. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that impacts the future of the MCU, because there's Black Panther 2 coming out. I've heard some things about potentially Shuri taking over as Black Panther, which would be lit. Good lesson about education and community outreach being potential solutions to helping the black community in America, as opposed to vibranium weapons being used to recolonize the world, which probably wouldn't have a great outcome. Sorry, Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan in that movie, Killmonger, bad news. But if you haven't seen this movie, what are you doing? Here at Coby's Brain, we reaffirmed our previous rating, giving Black Panther an 8.7 out of 10. That's a great review. Well deserved. Shout out Ryan Coogler of USC. All right, next up, we got the Simpsons movie from 2007. Classic. Directed by David Silverman. One of my favorite movies to watch as a young child. Probably saw it like 30 times. About Homer being an absolute idiot, polluting Springfield Lake with his pig feces so badly that the EPA must put a dome over Springfield. Like, Homer, come on, man. You are at your absolute dumbest in this movie. So in order to get his family to love him again, Homer must save Springfield from destruction. Makes sense. But it's a classic, classic Simpsons hilarity, slapstick humor, 90-minute format. We love it. Springfield really kind of in this movie epitomizes American ignorance, especially about environmental issues. Actually somewhat of a thought-provoking movie in spite of, it was obviously stupid in a lot of ways, but hilarious. Gave it an 8.3. Here at Coby's Brain, we love the Simpsons movie. All right. Next up, we have Season 10, the most recent season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. We love Larry David here on Coby's Brain. Shout out, Larry. We'd love to get you on the show one day. But yeah, most recent season, really funny. It was good to see it. This is my first season watching, pretty new episodes. It was good to see a lot more cultural relevance. Centered on this kind of idea of a spite store, which is a store created by wealthy celebrities just to get back at a competing store owner who treated them badly. So obviously really stupid. The laugh track was for the idea of a spite store, not my comment that it is a stupid idea. But basically, it's because Mocha Joe, Mocha Joe screws over Larry, so he opens up Latte Larry's. Bunch of other stuff happens. A lot of incredible guests, including Vince Vaughn, Isla Fisher, Fred Armisen, Chris Martin, Jane Krakowski, John Hamm, Jonah Hill, Mila Kunis, and many, many others. Way to go, producers for managing to get some pretty incredible talent on this show. I mean, I can imagine, though, if you're an actor or actress, it's probably a pretty exciting proposition to be on Curb Your Enthusiasm at this point. So we loved this recent season of Curb on Coby's Brain. We gave it an 8.6 out of 10. That's a great rating. All right, next up, we got Season 1 of Lost. So this is not a super conventional watch for me because I'm more into comedies, but this show it has some funny moments, but widely revered as one of the greatest television shows of all time. Lost is about a group of survivors of a plane crash that must survive on a mysterious island in the South Pacific. It's pretty crazy. If you haven't seen Lost, it's just not a bad idea just because of its cultural relevance. Has a lot of really great actors and actresses, created by Jeffrey Lieber, J.J. Abrams, and David Lindelof. It's a great show. Like, objectively, like, it's really interesting. It's got a lot of, interesting kind of like philosophical ideas about like fate and about like religion and faith versus science. And it's a great show, but, honestly, the episodes feel a little drawn out to me. With these, like, drama shows, I'm just kind of like, all right, I just want to know what's going to happen. Regardless, I'm not going to be a hater that says he doesn't like Lost, because obviously Lost is dope. We gave it an 8.5 here at Coby's Brain. 8.5 for Lost. It's uncertain if I'm going to continue watching it, but, I'm certainly glad to have seen Season 1. Probably going to watch the other seasons at some point, or maybe just read about what happens, because I got some lingering questions for this freaking show. Many. Next, we have I think this might be the newest cartoon series on Netflix. It's called Hoops. It's created by Ben Hoffman. I watched Season 1 pretty recently. It's about a foul-mouthed high school basketball coach with a lot of issues. It's pretty funny. I was laughing a lot, but it's pretty objectively stupid. It's seems like a show made for teenage boys, about teenage boys, but entertaining if your maturity level is not, or interests are somewhat similar to that of teenage boys, I guess. But yeah, I gave the show a 7 out of 10. Alright, yeah, we get it. Chill, guys. It's probably a little harsh, under 7.5 gets the boo, but, I was still entertained, but, I think it's better to see a little bit more, I guess it's just like ridiculing, white males, but in my animation department, they talk a lot about the importance of like diversity and like not just having shows by men for men. So maybe this show could improve a little bit in that department. But besides that, like, hilarious. And I'm looking forward to, if there's a season 2, I'll watch it because it's very, I like these kinds of shows, animated shows. So we'll see what happens with Hoops and Ben Hoffman. All right, next up, and actually the final Coby's Entertainment blog topic we're going to be discussing today is Season 1 of Atlanta, created by Donald Glover, who is one of my favorite people in the entertainment industry. Love Childish Gambino, love Donald Glover's stand-up, and now I love this show. So it's about a Princeton dropout Ern who is struggling back home in Atlanta. He has a kid with a woman that doesn't really love him that much. And when his cousin Paperboy begins attaining success as a rapper, Ern decides to try to manage him. And, shout out Paperboy. Paperboy's dope, especially because his name sounds like Paper Penguin's name. But for other reasons as well. So, the show is thought-provoking in a lot of ways, including its depiction of the subtle racism that African Americans experience on a daily basis. Definitely thought-provoking, in a similar way to the Dear White People movie that I watched somewhat recently. Really, there are moments where you're kind of like, oh, shoot, do I, inadvertently say, kind of, racist, things? And, it causes you to kind of, reevaluate certain things like that, which I think is really important. I'm hoping that I can become more aware of, these subtle ways that we're all being, potentially a little bit racist, and that way we can work to try to improve that. So obviously that's not the only appeal of the show. Obviously the show is hilarious. Donald Glover, hilarious. And it's dope, as I'm a big fan of hip hop, and Quavo's in it. It's a dope show. If you like Dave, you're gonna like this show also. It's just a cool show about contemporary hip hop, and also learning a little bit more about the Atlanta rap scene, which is where a lot of unreal music is coming out of. So Coby's brain gave Atlanta Season 1 a 9.1 out of 10. Definitely next up for me to watch is Atlanta Season 2. Getting very excited for that. Next up, we are transitioning to Coby's music blog, where we're going to be talking about what has been on the Coby queue these past couple weeks, which has, been internet money. Honestly, if it hasn't been internet money music specifically from the Before the Storm album that came out, it's internet money music in general. Internet money is dope. Shout out Taz Taylor and Nick Mira. So, if you don't know about Internet Money, it's like a collective of producers, I'm pretty sure, and, you know, they work together and work with a lot of really awesome artists, like, you know, Lil Mosey, Ian Dior, Lil Tecca, and, yeah, they crush it. They, like, are like, incredible producers, and this album is the one that they put together. Has some great collaborations that are really ringing in my ears right now. You know, we got Lost Me featuring Lil Mosey, Ian Dior, and Lil Skies. Lil Mosey and Ian Dior, two young rappers who are kind of part of this like Internet Money scene. I don't know that much about them, but they're also, you know, Lyrical Lemonade. Like Cole Bennett's been making some music videos with them. They're just like, they're blowing up and making some awesome music. Big fan. Somebody featuring Lil Tecca and Boogie with a Hoodie. Giddy Up with Wiz Khalifa and 24K Golden. No Option, Kevin Gates featuring Kevin Gates. And Lemonade featuring Gunna, Nav, and Don Toliver. Absolute bangers. Bangers, bangers, bangers. Really looking forward to seeing what else Internet Money is able to do. Like, I have a lot of faith in the bangers that these guys are going to be putting out. We gave their first album as a collective an 8 out of 10. Great rating, great album. Probably some songs are going to stay there on the Coby queue. Really like No Option, Kevin Gates, Giddy Up with Wiz Khalifa. Haven't heard a lot from them in a while, and like, these are great songs. And our final topic for today is going to be Elon Musk's recent Neuralink pig presentation. So, I think we've probably talked a lot about Neuralink on this show because of the obvious relevance it has to the overall project of Coby's brain. You know, transferring consciousness into a digital format. Very relevant, very cool, and I gotta say, I'm super impressed with what Elon has been doing. Like, Neuralink is, I've always kind of been like, all right, I don't know if they're actually going to be able to pull off this thing. Is this legit, or is it some sci-fi stuff? But based on this pig presentation, I think it's totally possible that in the next, I don't even know how many years, probably slightly longer than Elon anticipates, although I wouldn't put anything past that guy at this point. You know, we're going to have good computer brain interfaces and interactivity, which I think is dope for a variety of reasons, including the fact that it's really going to drastically increase our understanding of the brain. Like, that is reason enough for us for me to think Neuralink is dope. But, you know, it's going to do a lot of other stuff. It can help people who you know, might have brain damage or like nerve damage and are paralyzed or something. There's a lot that you could do with it besides just like transferring, you know, hopefully transferring consciousness, but also like transferring memories and thoughts and uploading information. I don't even know what the future is going to look like if they manage to pull this off. But if you haven't watched it, I would recommend checking it out. The recent Neuralink pig presentation where they basically implanted one of the Neuralinks in a pig and are able to really like, you know, record the brain activity going on in like the snout region of the pig. It's dope. It's dope. Much more to come about Neuralink. I'm very optimistic. And Elon, keep up the good work, dude. We'd love to have you on this show one day. All right. That is our show, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We'd love to see you all here Keep tuning in for future episodes. Also, don't forget to give it up for Ron Roach. Give it up for our alien gang. We got Poop, we got Cordis, we got Cruncher. We also got Coby on the keys. We got a lot of exciting things to come, so keep watching Coby's Brain. And we will see you soon.